Hello, book lovers and adventurers. Welcome back to Goddess Garden Book Chat, your haven for stories, deep dives, and thought-provoking discussions. I'm your review assistant here to support the work of 11 Goddess, and today we're diving into Book 8 of our reading challenge. If you've made it this far, congratulations! You're a part of a journey that's more than just about reading. It's about exploring, reflecting, and growing through the power of stories. And Book 8? Oh, it's something special. Before we dive into the heart of the story, let me tell you why this episode is going to be different. You've read the book, or maybe you're here because you're curious. Either way, I'm here to take you beyond the pages. This deep dive is about peeling back the layers of this incredible journey. We're not just going to talk about what happened, we're going to explore why it matters. Why did the author choose that twist? How do the characters reflect their world? Or maybe even our own? And what themes are lurking in the background, waiting for sharp-eyed readers to discover? Here's the best part, GGBC family. This is just the beginning. Every book we read, every discussion we have is about building a deeper connection to the stories we love and the lives we lead. So stick around, because this deep dive into Book 8 is not just a conversation. It's a celebration of storytelling itself. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join us for future deep dives, reading challenges, and of course, all the tea on the latest and greatest in literature. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the brilliance of Book 8 together. GGBC, let's turn the page. Okay, listeners, I'm Dorothy G, and today's deep dive into the Audible original series, Shadow Ball, Rise of the Black Athlete, is a great addition to our reading journey. Narrated by the incomparable Jemele Hill, this series is an insightful exploration of the Black athletes who changed not just their sports, but the cultural and social fabric of America. Today, we will break down each episode, uncover some hidden gems entitled Tidbits about the subjects and their eras, and spotlight trailblazing athletes who deserve a seat at this table. Written by PG, Cuschieri, Adriana Matamoros, Jessica Brydon, Amira Rose Davis, Matthew Hatchette, and Curly Johnson. Narrated by the powerhouse Jemele Hill, this series takes us on a journey through the untold stories of Black athletes who shape sports history. Let's break it down episode by episode, sharing some fascinating tidbits and adding 2 overlooked athletes to the narrative. Episode 1, The Birth of Shadow Ball. This episode focuses on the Negro Leagues, particularly the Kansas City Monarchs and legendary players like Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson. Here's a tidbit. Did you know Satchel Paige's charisma extended beyond the pitcher's mound? He was known for Shadow Ball, a performance act where players mimed a game without a ball, showcasing their skills and wowing audiences. This clever spectacle inspired the title of the series. The Negro Leagues were also a space of entrepreneurial innovation. Rube Foster, often called the father of Black baseball, not only played but organized the league, creating a legacy of Black excellence despite systemic racism. Episode 2, Breaking Barriers. We meet Jackie Robinson, who shattered the color barrier in Major League Baseball with the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947. His resilience in the face of hostility is palpable. A fascinating tidbit: while Robinson's sportsmanship is widely celebrated, his political activism is less discussed. After retiring, he became a vocal advocate for civil rights, supporting Martin Luther King Jr. and working with the NAACP. Jackie wasn't the first Black player in professional baseball. Moses Fleetwood Walker played in the 1880s but was excluded after the color line was drawn. Robinson's entry decades later reopened a door that should never have been shut. Episode 3, Court, Queens, and Kings. This episode takes us to the basketball courts, spotlighting Bill Russell and the Boston Celtics dynasty. Russell's leadership, both on and off the court, is inspiring. Bill Russell was the first Black head coach in NBA. History breaking not just athletic but managerial barriers. His quiet defiance in the face of racism was a powerful form of protest. Russell often played in segregated arenas, refusing to stay silent about the injustices he and his teammates faced. He boycotted a game in 1961 to protest discrimination, an early example of athlete activism. So much has faded into history about this great athlete, so this story was greatly appreciated. Episode 4. The Rumble and Revolution, here. The focus shifts to Muhammad Ali, his refusal to fight in Vietnam, and his unapologetic embrace of Black identity. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest boxers of all time, transcended sports to become a global icon of courage and activism. Known for his unmatched prowess in the ring, Ali captured multiple heavyweight titles and delivered unforgettable performances in fights like the Rumble in the Jungle. Beyond boxing, his refusal to serve in the Vietnam War on moral and religious grounds exemplified his unwavering commitment to justice, resulting in a stripped title and public backlash he faced with dignity. Ali's activism extended to civil rights as he championed Black pride and empowerment, aligning himself with movements that challenged racial and social inequities. His charismatic rhetoric, global humanitarian efforts, and unapologetic authenticity inspired generations to use their platforms for meaningful change, cementing his legacy as a fighter for both sport and humanity. Episode 5, Fast Tracks. We explore the legacy of sprinters like Jesse Owens, whose 4 gold medals at the 1936 Berlin Olympics directly defied Hitler's ideology. Owens faced immense discrimination even after his victory. Upon returning to the US, he wasn't invited to the White House and had to use a freight elevator at a celebratory banquet. Sprinters like Wyomia Tyers followed in Owens' footsteps, becoming the first athlete to win back-to-back Olympic golds in the 100m. Tyers later dedicated her medals to the civil rights movement. Episode 6. A New Era. This episode concludes with modern athletes like Serena Williams, who continue the legacy of excellence and activism. Jamel Hill's narration perfectly captures Serena's dominance and her role as a feminist icon. Another exciting tidbit: Serena's activism includes her work on maternal health. After experiencing complications during childbirth, she has become an advocate for healthcare equity. Serena's fashion choices have also been revolutionary. Her infamous catsuit at the French Open wasn't just a style statement, it was designed to prevent blood clots, a condition she has battled. The Overlooked Athletes, Althea Gibson. While the series brilliantly highlights groundbreaking athletes, it omits tennis legend Althea Gibson. As the first Black athlete to win Wimbledon in 1957, Gibson paved the way for players like Serena Williams. Her victories weren't just about trophies, they symbolized triumph over systemic barriers. Gibson's achievements resonated beyond sports, challenging segregation in country clubs and inspiring young Black athletes to dream bigger. Let's honor her legacy in our discussions today. There's also Lucy Diggs-Sloan. While Shadowball covers many icons, Lucy Diggs-Sloan deserves recognition. Sloan was the first Black woman to win a national tennis championship in 1917 and later became a pioneering educator and activist. Her legacy extends to founding the first sorority for Black women, Alpha Kappa Alpha. Sloan's dual impact in sports and education illustrates the multifaceted nature of Black excellence during an era of deep racial inequity. Shadowball. Rise of the Black Athlete is more than a series. It's a celebration of resilience, talent, and activism. By weaving history with narrative brilliance, this Audible original ensures these stories are never forgotten. Now it's your turn, readers. Which episode moved you the most? Who's your unsung hero? Let's keep the conversation alive in the comments. Until next time, stay inspired and keep reading.
Wrapped in stories of another land. In this world, everything feels right. Candles flicker with a gentle glow. In the silence, let my mind flow. Turn the page, lose my place. Lose my place. In this story ends. Characters come to life in my mind, living tales that words design.